Yo, boss up, baby. We back with another one, another reaction video. This time, I did a video last week and I re-uploaded it this morning about how to be a onboard courier. If you're not familiar with that, go ahead and check out link to that video right there. But basically what an onboard courier is, you sign up with a company, they pay you your flight ticket and hotel to basically bring a item on, a vetted item that they search, make sure there's nothing illegal going on. You take that small item, whether it's an envelope, a small package, some car parts, whatever, and take it on a flight with you. You can go city to city, you can go international, you go wherever you want. And this is a new courier method that not a lot of people are talking about online, and that not a lot of people in America are doing. Now, I'm seeing mostly a lot of people in Europe and other countries do this a lot, but I think this is going to be big time in America coming up within the next few years with gas prices, travel prices, tariffs, things going on. People are going to find creative ways to get things from overseas here to America. So I'm going to do a reaction to a guy who does this full time. He's a onboard courier in real life. Shout out to him. His channel is Coffee Talk with Skybound Stories. So Skybound Stories is the channel. I'm going to leave a link down to that video down below. All right. So we're going to let some people come on in. I'm going to let y'all, listen to him for a second. And we're going to see what he's talking about.
Which were also really busy because of customs, immigration. There's a lot of stuff you have to arrange in between. And then going back to the departure gates for another 1.5 hours flight down here to San Diego. Job is not over. I took a rental car, which was also a mess here in San Diego. It's really not really comfortable. And then I had a ride to the final destination, drop off my stuff. Sometimes you have really big companies with a lot of gates, and you have to ask yourself through it where you have to go, where's the right gate or the right person to hand over the parts to. So, and then you're free, the job is done, and you can go to the hotel. The point where I was here in my hotel room or in the bed was 10 p.m. local time, which means it was 6 a.m. back home, which also means I was awake for 24 hours. And you may think, oh, you can sleep while the 11 hours flight. Some people, they can sleep in the sitting position. I can't do so. And I can do a little nap, but it's not like a proper sleep in a bed. And I think that's the same for most of the people. Even if you have a nap on the airplane, it's not really a proper sleep. So I was awake for 24 hours, and sometimes OBC days are going much longer than 24 hours.
So the first thing we see that, not a lot of sleep, going to time zone, flying 3, 4, 5. You say he had a 9-hour flight. Not sure where he went. But that can definitely get wear and tear on your body. I can see that can be a problem. Comment down below your city and state. If you're thinking about being an onboard courier, what you thinking about this video, what you think about this opportunity. Let me know what city and state you're in. Let me know who's watching this right now. And, of course, at the end of the live stream, we always try to find stuff in your area. So go ahead and comment down below. Let me know you guys can hear me, how my audio it is and everything.
Oh, they could be really, really exhausting. Then also, when I was in bed, there was a group of teenagers here in the hotel. They're here for a sports event during the weekend. They had a lot of fun, party, yelling, shouting on their room. And especially in the States, where the roof and everything is built really thin, you can hear everything. And I could hear these guys until midnight. So in the end, I was in the hotel bed from around 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. which means 6 hours, but that doesn't mean I had 6 hours proper sleep. And I'm really tired right now, and I will be tired during the rest of the day until I catch my flight back home. And yeah, it's gonna be long, tough days. Sleep isn't always that good, not in the airplane, and even sometimes not in the hotel room. Anyway, have a sip. So another point about being an OBC, you are at the same places all the time. I was in Nicaragua, I was in Laos and in Puerto Rico, just to mention a couple of exotic places.
All right, so that's pretty cool, man. Laos, Puerto Rico. I love to travel for them. Have somebody pay for me to travel to those type places. He is in America right now, so he didn't get a lot of sleep. Said some teens had him up. I've been in hotels when like baseball or soccer teams been traveling, and they can get kind of loud being in a hotel, young guys, so I can understand. But looks like, kind of the cons of this is lack of sleep, lack
to United States and to Mexico, and you really often visit the same places. And it's not always like you go to New York and you can go to Manhattan and have a good time. No, you often go to rural places because big companies and facilities are outside on the countryside. So it's not, and there's nothing else around it. So it's not that you go somewhere and then when your job is done, you do some sightseeing, because sometimes there is nothing to see. I have been to Chicago maybe 10 times, which is nice in the beginning, but there's nothing more to see. You have seen everything. And so that's it. Yeah. You are at the same places all the time and sometimes, but it's really rare, you get to some really nice places.
All right, so he tired of going to Chicago. I ain't trying to go to Chicago 10 times either, especially in the wintertime. Not sure what's out there, but some of the exotic places, some of the islands, tropical Caribbean, South America places, definitely would love to travel.
And then you will stay a little bit longer if you want to, you can. But on the other hand, staying somewhere for a couple of days, then it isn't a job, because you can only make money from being an OBC when you are in the air, when you do a job, when you perform a job. So let's say you get a job to Thailand and you can lay on the beach for another week after your job is done, but then you won't make any money. So you have to fly back home as soon as possible to be at your base to get a new job, because all the companies I am working for, they know I am based in Frankfurt. And with my network I have right now, I will give all my companies, clients, I will give them a record that I'm outside now. And for example, I'm in San Diego now, so I write them, if you have something out of San Diego, I could do the job, just hit me up. But that doesn't happen really often. It happens maybe from 20 jobs, happens once that you get a return job or a next job. Because
that's a big point too. Said very rarely does he get return jobs. Everything is kind of one way. He's based out of Frankfurt, Germany. He's been to Chicago 10 times. So Frankfurt to Chicago, and then you just sitting there and you have to looking like pay for your own flight back home to get the other role. That's kind of crazy. What y'all think? Let me know. Is this worth it or not?
You build up the space at your home, and companies will rely that you are there for them, and so they ask you, actually, are you available at your home base? And yeah, so that means you have to go back to get a new job. And if you lay on the beach or do sightseeing, you will not make money. And it's a job. It's not a holiday or vacation. It's a job. You are working on a freelance base, which means you are self-employed, which also means if you don't have jobs, you won't make any money, you won't earn money, so you have to fly constantly. But the other thing about being self-employed is will be there a longer time period where I have no job, or let's say the pandemic was a really tough time because
yeah, so when things go on in the economy, things go on in the world, when flights start getting delayed, flights start crashing, I can see the money kind of drying up, especially during the pandemic. But those days behind us, people are flying, things that get rolling, so it shouldn't be that bad. What you think?
Not even with all this documentation stuff and doing testing and vaccination to be able to enter a country, or we're not able to enter so many countries at this time. You had a couple of months without any job, and you need to deal with this, and most people cannot. So yeah, make yourself clear, you are self-employed. If you don't have jobs, you don't make money. If you're in a office job right now and you're working 9 to 5, you don't have a base to be an OBC, because when you get a call, you need to be at the airport within a couple of hours. But if you have an employment, you cannot leave your working space, so you don't have the base. So you need to create your base. You need to be available all the time. But on the other hand, in the beginning, you don't have experience, you don't get jobs. If you don't get jobs, you won't get any experience. So you have to break through this circle. You need to.
Okay, so it looks like it's kind of tough to get in, to kind of crack the code. You have to be available to actually get the routes, and probably people who've been doing this a lot longer and have a base, they're going to call them first. So trying to get in may be trouble, especially trying to do a part-time job with this, trying to do other things. They want you to be available all the time. So when you're ready to pick up and go, I don't know how much lead time they give you, but if you signed up, say it's like an Uber app, if you active online and you're ready to get loads, then you got to be ready to go at a moment's notice. What it's looking like, I don't know.
You have your unique selling points. Why should companies hire you? And this is really hard to get in the beginning. We'll have one job in a month and then another month with one job. And so you also need to be flexible, also finance-wise, to get through these times. So to get in this is really hard, and it's all on a self-employed base. So this could be really tough for a lot of people. Yeah, the majority of people flying in this world are flying for leisure, for holidays. So whenever I speak to people, first thing they have in their mind, oh, this guy is flying, so that means he's on a holiday, on a vacation. But no, I'm not. I think all these business people out there who are flying constantly between appointments, dates, and fairs and conferences, they will know what I'm talking about. But the majority of people, they connect flying with being on a vacation in their mind, of course, and that's why they have this wrong thinking about what it is to fly somewhere else. Even if you fly to Mexico, if you deliver to Mexico City, you're not on the beach, you're not in Cancun, Playa del Carmen. You're just within a big city, and it's everything but not a vacation. And Yeah, you are always in a time pressure. Your customers will call you, write you text message, emails all the time. Hey, where are you at the moment? What is the next update?
Micromanaging, I don't like that. Don't be calling me every 5 seconds trying to figure out where your package is.
And even if a job is running smooth and everything is going by plan, it's mentally really exhausting because you get these phone calls and you have to write updates all the time. So it's not that you're sitting in an airport lounge when you have your status and could chill. So you have to do a lot of things around it. And you have to deal with this, of course. On the other hand, it's getting really, really tricky when the plans didn't go as they should be. This reminds me about a crazy story I had a couple of years ago where I was supposed to bring some goods to Finland. The truck driver didn't arrive in time, didn't make it to the check-in. So some people would say, oh, it's not my fault. I would go back home and come back the next day, take the next available flight. But this is not how it works as an OBC. Even other people bring up the problems. It is up to you as an OBC to find a solution and to perform the solution, which I did at this point. It was a really tough one. So if you want to hear this story, just let me know in the comments below. And I'm more than happy to share this funny story with you guys. If you have any other questions, just let me know.
All right, so that's the deal. That's what it is. That's your boy, Skybound Stories. Go ahead and check him out. Link to this channel will be down in the description. You can see all about his journey and that funny, crazy story about him taking stuff to Finland. But that's it. That's the onboard courier lifestyle. Not exactly impressed by that too much. But yeah, it's just a couple of videos he got on there. I'm not gonna go through all of them. But it's another channel. There's a couple of channels out there that I'm seeing that actually doing it, but nobody in the States that look like me or you are actually talking about it. So I signed up for a bunch of companies. I have a video, like I said, link for that video. It's gonna be down in the description as well. But go ahead and check that out. And let me know what you think about being an onboard courier. All right. So now it's time that we do what we do, how we do. And we're going to find some information for people who tapped in right now. So no one commented in their status, their location. So a lot of people not into that right now. We got 2 people watching. Gonna get 2 likes on the live, 2 likes on the live. And you comment, like I said, comment down your city below. Let me know if you just want to have a private one-on-one. You want to talk about credit, business credit, building credit, CPNs, additional profiles, trade lines to boost your credit, business credit to actually purchase vehicles, to start your own rental car service, start your own courier business, start your own junk hauling, your moving company. You need trucks, you need vans, you need box trucks. I can teach you how to get all of that with no money down, no personal credit needed, all through business credit. It's not easy, not simple. It's gonna take some work. You gotta be willing to put in the work. And yeah, let's talk about some, money making opportunities. What you guys doing out here? What kind of hustles? What kind of investments you are in? Crypto, courier, credit, whatever's on your mind. Let me know at this time. If not, then I can go on out of here. I can roll me up some. I can go drink me a beer and relax. And because my money has been made today, I'm already hit my goal, $500 a day. Actually, I lost a little bit trading options today. Lost $50 on one contract. So I'm about at 450. My 500 a day goal. What's your goal? And what you're trying to make throughout the day? Whether you're hustling, you're selling something, you driving here and from these gig apps, all of that good stuff, let me know. And I think the next video I'm going to talk about is probably the best gig apps for being a medical courier. And a lot of gig apps out there, a lot of gig apps that have you deliver stuff, but not a lot of gig apps centered around medical courier work. which pays a lot. But gig apps are low entry, very, very low barrier of entry. And pretty much anybody with a pulse, halfway decent background could be a gig worker. So the pay is not that much, but it's a quick way to get into this industry, quick way to start making some extra money. So that's what I'm going to be talking about next, probably on tomorrow's live on a separate video. So hit that notification bell, stay tuned, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. No comments, no questions, no one comment their city or state. Can y'all even hear me? I don't know what's going on with this today, but I appreciate everybody tapping in. Till next time, we out.